And I'm going to invite Sarah up to do her piece on, again, the benefits of this project to the city of St. Paul. Can we welcome Sarah to the stage, please? All right.
An enthusiastic crowd here. All right.
Good evening. I'm just going to be going over briefly some of the planning efforts that St. Paul has undertaken already. For about 3 years now, the city of St. Paul has been engaged in planning processes in order to take advantage of the opportunity that the development of light rail is presenting. It's been an intensive process. We've had a lot of community groups involved, along with residents, business owners, property owners, and that resulted in the development of a vision for the future of the Central Corridor. So from that work, we've developed what's called the Central Corridor Development Strategy. It's a large document that I've got a copy of at the front table if you're interested in taking a look. And it's essentially a vision and a strategy for how the Central Corridor should grow and change over the next 20 to 25 years. And it was adopted in 2007 by the City Council. The vision includes the creation of stronger businesses, more vibrant neighborhoods, and a more beautiful urban place. Some of the principles that are outlined in the document in Central Corridor Development Strategy include the strengthening of diverse communities along the corridor, promoting economic activity, and improving the image and quality of life along the Central Corridor. It also outlines a way to guide development and redevelopment along the Central Corridor while preserving the character of the existing neighborhoods and businesses. And this is just a map showing the area. The pink and red areas are areas of either recent investment or possible redevelopment sites along the corridor that were identified in this document by a series of neighborhood workshops and meetings that were held before this document was created. And during that planning phase, we had a market study done, and the results were gave us what the estimated development potential was, which includes new jobs, housing, and services, and that's between now and 2030. And the results were, as you can see, approximately up to 11,000 units of rental, 3,400 units of ownership housing, an additional 5 million square feet of office space, an additional 1 million square feet of retail space, and up to 1,000 hotel rooms. And so far, there have been 7 station area plans that have been completed and adopted by the City Council, and these are just more specific, detailed plans that are geared towards each of the planned station areas along the corridor, and they outline some different development types that would be appropriate for those areas, as well as kind of what we've been calling the line of the area of change. And so it identifies the area that we'd like to concentrate development as opposed to the area where we'd like to really preserve the neighborhood and the existing character of what's going on at those station areas. We're in the process of adopting the downtown area stationary plan, and we're currently working, we started about 2 weeks ago, on stationary plans for Hamlin, Victoria, and Western. So that's all I have. If you've got any questions, I'll be around this evening, and otherwise I would encourage you to give us a call or visit our website if there's anything. Thank you.
We're working on the Central Corridor light rail, so now they should give you
And now we have the ever-popular Shua Lee. She needs some encouragement, you guys.
Thanks, Roderick. That's not the truth. Actually, I don't need any encouragement. I love to hear myself talk. Again, my name is Shua Lee, and I'm a community outreach coordinator with the Central Corridor Light Rail Project. My job is basically to go out to the community and talk to everybody and tell them about the train that's coming, and answer any questions that anybody might have about it. So just wanted to make a quick introduction so you know who I am. This is the regional transit system, And this is the whole metropolitan area. So St. Paul, Minneapolis, St. Cloud, Bloomington, and Eden Prairie. You can't really see it definitely, but with much definition, but that's what the whole region looks like. And so Central Corridor is right here, that little leg right there. And it'll connect with the Hiawatha Line and with the North Star commuter line. The North Star commuter line looks like this, and this just opened in November. So this is pretty exciting. This is the first commuter line that we have in Minnesota, and it runs on heavy rail, so it runs on existing rail. So we have a lot of different kinds of transit in Minnesota. You've seen buses, you've seen the train in Minneapolis, and then now we have the commuter rail as well. And it's going to be a connected system, so it's not just one line standing by itself, they all connect together. The Central Corridor Light Rail project, it consists of 15 new stations running on 11 miles of track from Minneapolis to St. Paul, downtown to downtown. It'll connect the University of Minnesota area, the Midway area where Cub Foods and Target and those places are, the Capitol area where our legislators are, and then also the two downtowns. And I also want to mention that the infrastructure for the 3 infill stations at Hamlin, Victoria, and Western will also be put in. This is what University Avenue looks like today. Can everybody see? I'm not blocking anybody, am I? Okay. This is how it looks today. So if you went out into the middle of University Avenue right in front and you look down the center, this is how it would be. Sidewalk, parking, 2 lanes of traffic going westbound, median left-hand turn, 2 lanes of traffic going eastbound, parking, and then sidewalk. In the future, when we put in the train, sorry, I'm not very good with mics. The train will take up about 28 feet in the center of the road, okay? Then where there is a platform, like in the map earlier where I showed at Snelling, Lexington, Dale, Rice, there would be a platform where people wait for the train, get off the train. And then we still keep the 2 lanes of traffic, the left-hand turn, and the other 2 lanes of traffic. What you see that's missing is parking. We're taking about 85% of the parking out. So only 15% of the University Avenue will still keep parking. But we'll still have the sidewalks. And I should also let you guys know, if anybody has any questions through this, feel free to raise your hand and ask a question, okay? So it takes about 35 minutes to get from downtown to downtown. Oh, I'm sorry. It's okay. During the busiest part of the day, you'll see a train come in each direction about every 7.5 minutes. We'll be buying 31 new vehicles and operating them. You can fit about 135 people per vehicle, about half of that sitting and half of it standing. And we have a projection of almost 42,000 people riding the Central Corridor by the year 2030. Now, just to give you a sense of where we are in the timeline, because this has kind of been happening for a long time, Ramsey County started the draft environmental impact statement, what's called the DEIS, and they completed that, and that's where they decided they're going to go with light rail instead of more buses or something else. And that's also how they decided it's going to be on University Avenue in Washington and the 2 downtowns, that it wouldn't run on 94. And then the Met Council took over in 2007 and started preliminary engineering. And then now we're in what's called advanced preliminary engineering, so we're designing it, drawing all the pictures, making sure everything looks right and accurate. Now we're going to enter into final design and apply for half of the almost $1 billion for the project from the federal government.
$1 billion?
1 billion. Billion. Did I say million? I'm sorry. And then we'll begin construction late summer of this upcoming year, 2010. And then it'll take 3 years for us to build. and then we should be done and ready for everybody to ride the train by 2014. Some of the jobs that will come out of this project that you guys might even get, which would be fabulous, is mechanic jobs. Working on heating, HVAC is always kind of an interesting one for me. It means heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Police officers, the train operator, track maintenance, and systems maintenance. So those are kind of the different kind of jobs, just a few of the different kinds of jobs on the project. And thank you for your time. I'll turn it over to Roderick again.